Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, in this episode, I would love, and I'm going to turn it into a two-part series, I would love to discuss some of the contributing factors to hypertension, or should I say high blood pressure, that I'm sure many of you are unaware of. I mean, there are many individuals that walk around and they think, oh my gosh, I have high blood pressure. I don't know where it came from. And then there are quite a few that will pick one of the interesting contributing factors that I'm going to go over, or causes that I'm going to go over, but usually cannot get beyond that. All right? More times than not cannot get beyond that. And I'll even discuss some of these with some of my patients who would come into the Acupuncture is My Life clinic here in New York City, presenting with high blood pressure and, not have a clue as to how, or some will say, okay, I'm stressed all the time. Now, does stress contribute? Yes. Can it cause high blood pressure? Your blood pressure to go up? Yes. Yes, it can. But I've even engaged in chat sessions with individuals on the Acupuncture is My Life app. And they were surprised to find out some of the potential causes that I've gone over can actually contribute to or cause high blood pressure. And if you don't already have the app, it's free. If you're an iPhone user, just download it from the Apple Store, the Acupuncture is My Life app. Or if you're an Android user, just download it from the Google Play Store. So many benefits to having that app. And if you ever have any questions regarding any podcasts or YouTube videos or blogs and what have you, you can just message an acupuncturist here at Acupuncture is My Life, and we, get back to you. But the causes that surprises many people, some of the causes of high blood pressure, one, of course, is stress. And many individuals, because stress keeps you in a state of fight or flight, activating the sympathetic aspect of your nervous system. So you're always ready to go and so forth. So the body then produces more adrenaline, along with other hormones, that'll keep you ready for action, ready to go constantly, and your heart rate goes up, sending more blood to the brain, your muscles. And many people don't realize that stress also thickens your blood. Now, this is to prepare in the event that you get cut. Your blood will clot faster and you won't bleed out and die as quick, which is a necessary response. But now, if you're stressed out, that's not good, because your blood thickening put two and two together. Look at the damage that it's doing to your heart. Okay? Along with other things. Now, something else that can cause high blood pressure, I speak of this a lot, lack of sleep. We all need sleep. We need sleep for our cells to rejuvenate, a lot of things, but we need sleep. And lack of sleep, your body goes into this state of shock/stress when you're very tired. And it's sort of letting you know, we need to stop, we need rest. And in ignoring this And in some instances, we have to ignore it to do our jobs or to do things that are required of us throughout the day. And in doing so, it just makes matters worse. It increases our blood pressure. Okay? It increases our blood pressure. Now, another cause of high blood pressure can be due to, and I get into many disagreements, not so much as with patients, but individuals in chat sessions on the Acupuncture My Life app about this one. They drink tons of water, but then I ask them, what are you drinking the water out of? What type of container? And of course, it's a plastic bottle. And there are many plastic bottles that have BPA's in it, which are chemicals that are bad for you. And it, over time, damages your health. And it has much more of an adverse effect on men than it does women because it decreases testosterone. So when you're into your heavy exercising and you love water, you don't even have to exercise. You're just carrying water around in some type of container. Try stainless steel maybe, or BPA-free products, period. And the sooner you do it, the better. Because plastic bottles and the chemicals that are in it is bad for your heart. It is. As well as it contributes to increasing your blood pressure. Now another is going to make many of you guys, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes, I say guys, I'm referring to everyone, but it cannot be fair to some. So I'll say ladies and gentlemen, training too hard. Whether you're an athlete and that's your career, or you just love exercising and the way it makes you feel and look, it's also affecting your blood pressure. You work out and then you check your blood pressure and it's going to be high. And again, too much of something, I've said this in the past quite often, is usually no good. And that includes exercise. Everything in moderation. That includes exercise. You're not giving yourself enough time to rebuild what's been broken down. And it also, especially in men, it disrupts proper ratio of testosterone to cortisol. Okay? Which ultimately ends up leading to high blood pressure. You don't want that, guys, especially the men. Okay, another is you have a poor or weak heart rate, which is basically cardiovascular weakness. So if your heart is weak, your heart has to work harder to move blood throughout the body. And this is similar as an acupuncturist would call it heart qi deficiency. Can be. Okay. You're experiencing issues with your heart. You want to see a cardiologist and an acupuncturist. You really, really do. Because you need to work on building up a certain type of resistance. You need a certain type of cardio to build up a certain type of resistance, I should say. And that's called like steady state cardio. Now, steady state cardio tends to increase the size of the left ventricle of your heart, which allows your heart to pump more blood around the body at a much slower rate. Another is dehydration. I speak of this all the time. Women, 2.7 liters of room temperature water a day, and not in plastic bottles if you can help it. And men, 3.7 liters of water, room temperature water per day. Again, not in plastic bottles with chemicals in it. All right? And that's if you're not exercising. If you're exercising, everything's in proportion. You're going to increase the amount relative to the amount of fluids that you're losing as a result. Focusing on the amount of water you drink a day is super, super important. All right? Super important. Another surprise, which can cause high blood pressure, is sugar. People equate high fat to high blood pressure, and that's not good. Sugar is way more responsible for affecting or increasing your blood pressure than actual fat is. Why? And I know a lot of you guys are raising your eyebrows. Why? Because sugar can cause inflammation. And inflammation, especially chronic inflammation, it's much more harder for blood to get around the body. And now you have to increase, your heart rate has to be increased. And at the same time, this can lead to nerve damage. Okay? First things first, stop drinking soda, among other things. But, if you followed Acupuncture is My Life on TikTok, I get deep into things that's healthy for you, foods that are bad for you, foods that are good for you, and so forth and so on. This is why I say download the app, because you have access to all of Acupuncture is My Life's social media platforms that are out there. And we put tons of information up on those platforms every day. Every single day. All right? But just do me a favor. I'm going to end this episode here and continue later. But do me a favor. Just don't forget to make acupuncture a part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?